What's going on, everybody? We got a Cup of Nations battle here. It's Chikifco playing as Pontus against the Dark Prince as Rome. Let's go through the builds quickly. We actually see a pike build from Pontus here. We got 4 Bronze Shield pikemen, so a very strong pike line there. And then 4 Naked Swords and a Celtic Warrior as the infantry backbone. So kind of a charge through the pikes and fall back kind of idea there. 2 Horse Archers, 4 Slingers, it looks like. Yeah, 4 Slingers. And 1 Cappadocian, 3 Noble Bloods, and a Pontic Royal Cav Gen. So strong Cav and an interesting infantry line. But going up against Rome, you immediately see a Vigile, so maybe just 2 Vigiles. Infantry line Evocati, Praetorian, Evocati, Praetorian, and Evocati. So 3 Evocati, 2 Praetorians, 2 Vigiles. A Spear Gladiatrices, 2 of them it looks like. Oh, another Vigile here, so 3 Vigiles. 3 Spear Gladiatrices, and then Sacchi Equite, Sacchi Equite, and Sacchi Equite. So 3 Sacchi Equites and 2 Equites in the Cav force, and just a Legatus General. We also see 2 Syrian Archers. Alright, so 2 Syrian Archers, which could do a good damage to these pikes if the Slingers don't kill them. Pontus has a good chance in this game, because their cavalry force is so strong. I'm interested to see how the Dark Prince uses these Spear Gladiatrices, though. If they get into the cavalry fight, could be very deadly. Horse Archers are just causing some problems out here, killing off these Vigiles pretty quickly. But you see they're on heavy shot, 100 range only, and that will really kill these guys super quick. But I don't know if it's worth their time. You can just go around, maybe. And Rome is now moving at an angle here. I guess Dark Prince is just trying to figure out how does he want to deal with these pikes optimally. And this setup can be very dangerous because with the good cav, the shock cav, and the shock infantry, when you try to flank around the pikes, you can get killed very quickly if your whole force is not there to back you up. So he has to deal with these pikes in a good manner and quickly. These Horse Archers actually charge the Vigiles, trying to break them. Don't lose any men, so it's... we lost a couple guys, but if it breaks this Vigile, it's probably worth it. And they won't, though. Oh yeah, it will. So at the cost of 3 men to break the unit's probably fine. Don't want to waste any more ammo if possible. But now there's a whole other 120 men to kill. Meanwhile, we can see his plan, Dark Prince, to break these pikes. He's moved a lot of his infantry over to this side. But this is a good movement here by Chikifco just to reset his line. He will have to be flanked, but if he's able to do enough damage to whatever is standing in front of him, the flankers might be not enough to win the battle. So we'll see if that actually is going to be an effective strategy. Now his Horse Archers are doing a lot of damage because the Vigiles can't defend against both of them. So maybe it was worth it to kill this one Vigile. Sacchi Equites and, well, Evocati actually haven't lost any men yet, so the Horse Archers are going to take a while to actually do a lot of damage, but so far so good. Still rotating these guys over to the side, and we'll see how he chooses to engage. Remember, these 4 Slingers will be more than enough to kill these auxiliary Syrian Archers, so I don't know how the Archers are going to get into the battle effectively, because he has also enough cavalry to protect his Slingers for the whole battle. I don't think the Roman cav will be able to get to the Slingers. Still, the Horse Archers are just attacking this Vigile. I guess he's chosen just to destroy this Vigile as well. Maybe he's going to just come in from both sides and just kill it quickly. I don't think the Vigile would be able to stand even to Horse Archers, just because they're only 65 men. He does protect it, he does go into square, that's pretty smart. And he has a Sacchi Equite, but now he can just shoot the Sacchi Equite. Yeah, look at these Vigiles getting absolutely destroyed. These Archers just have a lot of kills, but I don't know if they're all in Vigiles, so not very valuable kills. And he's totally content to just do these small little skirmish fights until he's used his Horse Archers completely, weakening any unit in their path, I guess. Because he's targeting the enemy cav. as good a target as any, I guess. Meanwhile, we can see he's trying to approach here now. Is Dark Prince with his flanking force here. These Bronze Shield pikes are obviously some of the best pikes, so it'll be hard to get through them frontally, of course, but I'm interested to see if he can get around the flank here and deal with these shock infantry and these cav, which is a deadly combination. If you allow the naked swords to get their full charge, it's going to be very dangerous. Naked swords actually for Pontus are 100 denarii cheaper than they should be, so that's always a benefit. A couple guys gonna get caught maybe, but they get around the flank. Targeting these spear gladiatrices, decent target because they have no armor basically. But I would like to see him target these archers and just get them off the field, because if there's anything that can kill these pikes, it's the archers for sure, and the javelins from the infantry. He's going in for a charge against these vigiles, but this is well done by Dark Prince. And now he's going to get javelins in there as well, so this Noble Blood Cav is not going to have a good time against spears, javelins, and a cav getting a full charge. Pikes are pushing forward though. That's actually a good decision. These are Praetorians though, they're going to throw their pilums. Spear Gladiatrice is dying very quickly, and on the flank, the horse archers are still just dealing with these vigiles. I don't know how much ammo they have left. But we can see he's actually going to try to counter flank. His pikes have pushed very far forward here. But he's going to lose this fight really quickly. See how he gets the counter charge here. The naked swords will get a good charge into these avocadi, but then they get stopped. So this is a really favorable engagement. He has much better cav support, and these avocadi will slaughter these naked swords pretty quickly. These pikes are not going to kill these Praetorians very quickly at all, and some of them are even getting into the pike line, so that's not good. They will pull back though. They were not in the best engagement possible. He doesn't need to engage these pikes frontally at all. Meanwhile, this one Cappadocian cav is getting itself caught up in a big fight here against two Saki equites, or one in an equite, so could lose that, but now his slingers are targeting these archers, and they're definitely going to get some shots into these cav as well, so that's pretty good. Horse archers also firing in here. This is good for him, as long as these Cappadocians can survive for a long time. And they're much better than equites, so they should be able to. He's finally got a naked sword into the mix here, but only 18 kills on those guys. And they're getting countercharged by the cav, which is good from the Dark Prince. He just wasn't able to use his pikes very well, I think. Like, he's pushing forward with them, and this is what you want to be doing, right? Getting your naked swords in, and then pulling them back through the pikes. And that causes the units to just chase them into the pikes and die. That's the idea, I think. He is winning this flank, so you see he's trying to wrap this flank now. And he has a good shot at it, too, with his general over here, but he's losing this flank over here really quickly. And these pikes will hold for some time, but eventually they'll be destroyed for sure. He also wasted his cav, I think. He does have a lot of cav over here, but he's losing his slingers too quickly. Rome only had inferior cav for sure, so you really want to be able to protect your slingers, because in the late game they can do a lot of damage, of course, especially with the horse archers. Now he's getting recharged here, and that's going to be really bad for these pikes. They don't want to be recharged, because then their pikes all come up, and the Praetorians coming from the front will have a really easy time just slaughtering them. He won over here, did Dark Prince, and he's trying to flank around, so it looks like this flank is almost wrapped up. But if he can wrap up this flank over here, if Chikifco can wrap up this flank, still has a chance to win the fight, especially if these slingers are left. I think there's just too many units over here. He has crushed this unit though. This Praetorian is absolutely destroyed. Now he's charging in cav, but you don't want to do that with the pikes here. And I could just slaughter them here, and his general indeed could die. If his general dies, I don't know, battle's not over, that's for sure. There's just 3 infantry left on the Roman side that's not gonna die. I think his Abacadi's probably gonna die here. He does get his general into these horse archers, but I'd be worried about the general dying here. Now he's got 2 pikes, and you always have to be worried about a pike box. He's got all 4 of his pikes still left. These guys will die quickly, but if he can get the rest of his army free by the time these guys over here die, he can form a new line with new pikes, and I don't know if Rome will have enough material to actually counter that. He's still got a couple of naked swords who are really deadly in the late game, especially if he has the strategist general. He doesn't, he has the fear general, which also is good. Full shock cav alive in the late game, also really deadly. So he has the right tools to actually come back and win this game. His general, Legatus is dying here, Evocati dying as well. He just has to use his shot cab right. If he uses the shot cab right, he can definitely win this game. He's gonna get a rear charge in here, that's good. But meanwhile, these slingers are dying. He's not protecting them well enough. Or he just doesn't have the numbers to, really. He needs to pull this naked sword back through here. And just let them refresh themselves. Let's see, he has one Syrian archer left. This noble blood cav should finish off this cav and then die to these Praetorians. You should pull out here. And you can just charge in here with this 2 cav. And then you can finish these guys off. And then honestly, he could win this fight very easily if he's smart about this. He did pull his naked swords through, but Abacadi's kind of got through the middle here because his spikes were so thin. He's going to get into the Syrians, but the Spear Gladiatrices are coming, so they might pay off here. 87 kills actually. I don't know how much it was on cav, because they were engaged with these pikes over here, so that's good from the Spear Gladiatrices. He's very good against cav, those guys, but not against anything else really. His general's still alive, and his slingers are still alive, so there's definitely a world in which Rome loses this fight, because look what's left on the field. 3 very depleted infantry. Well, I guess they're not actually that depleted, but still fairly depleted. And then the Spear Gladiatrices and archers can just get killed. So if he has his general left in the end of the game, and 2 slingers, I would say he probably wins, just 'cause he can just cycle in, cycle out. What's stopping them? He has to kill this cav though. These pikes are fighting Praetorians. This is really favorable. You can kill these Praetorians basically for free. That's really good. And these slingers should have decent ammo. And they have most of their men. I don't know where these guys are going. Oh, charging in the back of his Praetorians could be good. The Spear Gladiatrices are here. Gets a rear charge here, these guys could rout. But they are Praetorians. And he just pulls back. This is a really interesting battle actually. Let's see if he goes around. He does have this caveat though. That could easily stop the general. Not alone, of course. You would need the Spear Gladiatrices to help out. And these Praetorians are just dying here. He gets to charge in. That's really good. Really gonna kill these Evocati off. But these pikes are now engaged with the Spear Gladiatrices. He's gonna move his pikes, and this is actually getting a really close battle. Seems like, yeah, the Roman units are not in the greatest of morale. He's gonna charge his pikes in here, but the Romans pull out. But it will lose this Evocati probably. Oh, maybe not. Roman morale is so good. It's really helping them stay in the fight here and get a couple extra kills, all of which are crucial. He's targeting the cav now, which is really smart. But I think he doesn't... I don't know if he'll be able to win. It just depends on how much ammo is in these slingers, I guess. He's used something on the Praetorians here. Probably used the whip, yep. He used Intimidate to block ability use, which is really smart. And as I get into these Spear Gladiatrices and absolutely wreck them. Meanwhile, his pikes are dying, but I'm not even that worried about this, because how much infantry is left on the field? Just this one Evocati cohort, pretty much, because the Praetorians are almost dead. He just needs to... Oh, he needs to protect his slingers, though. This cav could just win the game straight up for them. These Spear Gladiatrices are so, like, spread out that the cav charge is not going to do so much to them. They're still intimidated, though. Only 22 left. He realizes the threat, though. He's got to... Ooh, sorry about that. He knows he has to protect his slingers. He's done that successfully enough. I think there's too many Roman units on the field, though. He just needs to kill these Spear Gladiatrices and this cav, though, while these 2 infantry are engaged. But he's not charging anything, and in a second, this cav are going to be able to get into his slingers. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he has enough men, because they can just be chased down here. Yeah, maybe he sacrifices the slinger to kill these 2 units. Spear Gladiatrices did a really good job though. Look, 34 on them only, but 128 on these guys is very good. This general is going to be tired here. That's why you bring the strategist gen, in my opinion. And now his slingers are getting caught. He still has a shout though with his cav unit. These guys are a while away. If he just needs to fire on this whole blob, maybe. I don't know if he can actually kill this cav in time. Tries to bring their morale down. It's 40 morale. They might rout there. Maybe just charge in the slingers, hammer and anvil. I'm not sure. There's a lot of good options for him here. This charge should be deadly. But I just don't think these Pontic Royal Cav have a lot of health on them. Should break all these guys though. There's not enough of them left to kill everything here. I don't think. Was he? Equites are gonna pull out. He intimidates these guys. I don't think he should be shooting on his own men though. You can see they're dropping really quickly, both because they're Spear Gladiatrices with their high bonus versus large, but also just because they're so low on health and they're being shot by their own men here. So Rome should actually end up taking this in very close fashion. You should definitely not focus. You should definitely be shooting at this unit, I think. Or the Cav. Not this big unit though, because it's not going to die. And it won't rout. Like, if it ends up in a case where this is the only unit left, it will probably just rout, because the general will be dead. Or fleeing. Yeah, focuses the Cav. Might actually rout here. If he has the war cry ability, do they get another volley off these guys? Yep. And that actually breaks them at the crucial moment. So he's still got a chance here. Really just depends on how much ammo these slingers have at this point. Yep, I would just focus this unit, just charge in, kill it with when you have your war cry ability back, and then deal with this guy separately. It is a Praetorian though, so it should be hard to break. He's gonna go for a charge. He uses the whip. I don't think that's really gonna help that much. He does use war cry. That's perfect. Really perfect play there. May not be enough though. Oh, his general's getting caught as well. You gotta get out of there, Gen. Yeah, without there's not even enough men in the general unit to actually win the fight at this point. It's actually a really good try though. If he didn't lose that other slinger, he'd probably be favored to win. His general recently died as well, so he just died in that little engagement. That should... I don't know why these slingers are actually still fighting. It's surprising. Very, very brave slingers out there. But the general will die here. And that should be it. These slingers are not going to be enough on their own to actually win the fight. What a close battle though. Very good game. You can see there's only 30 seconds here, so he's just going to charge in. Maybe they're out of ammo anyway. Abicati will love that. And they should be able to rack up the kills. 210 on these guys. 166 on these Praetorians. So they were able to get the job done. Obviously the Roman infantry was really, really strong in this fight. And they were just about able to last until the very end of the game. So, really close game, but Dark Prince wins it. Rome wins it. Let's look at the kills. See, these bronze shields didn't really do that much. General did a lot. But these Cav, I think, yeah, the Cav were kind of wasted, honestly. Horse archers did okay. But all these kills are against Vigiles, pretty much. And these shock infantry were not utilized too well either. This one slinger obviously lasted longest and got a lot of kills, but the rest of the slingers were not able to. Too bad they weren't able to be kept to the late game though, otherwise he would have had a good shot to win the game. One bronze shield did a lot of work. Over on the Roman side, I mean, you know, Avocado just cutting shit up, of course. And Praetorians as well. 198 kills in these Equites that got into the slingers probably. And the Spear Gladiatrices actually did okay as well. Two of them did pretty poorly actually, but this guy did pretty good, so it was a good game. Thanks for watching, see you guys next time.